Now then, I'm back again. 10 to 1, a different tie. I'm gonna coroners. I said on last video, sometimes people have to go to the coroners. So I'm taking someone down to the coroners now. We usually bring people away from the coroners. But as I said earlier, this person has passed away and we brought into care. But now the coroner has decided to investigate. So that's why we're having to take this person now into care of the coroner. So they can do their investigations. I've been on a funeral today for a music teacher. I didn't actually go on the funeral. I just attended earlier on, as you know, just to see family and wear my blue tie. So it's always nice to acknowledge people, isn't it, when they've let you come, don't you think? Those like go through junctions and that. I had to be careful because I said when they've let you come, but there were no malice meant there, by the way, just in case, because you never know, somebody's going to say, oh, I'm trying to fix the camera, that's what I'm trying to do. Oh, when it's sand, don't say no today. You don't say nothing at all. It's always twisted and turned. So I'm very careful. Hence the word monkey that I got off Steve, a bereavement officer. Never heard him swear once in all the time I've known him, 15 years or more. He doesn't swear, Steve. Just says monkey. So anyway, once I've been to coroners, I'm then going out arranging funerals. I think I'm booked in on my first arrangement at 3 o'clock. We've had 5 people pass away now. I said before that we'd only got 4, I think, but somebody else has sadly passed. So it's a busy day back at care centre. They're rushing round and sorting things out. I've got best job really, because this isn't really work, is it? Bringing loved ones into care, taking loved ones to the coroners, that's not really work. It's mentally draining sometimes, but it's not particularly work as such. Some people are out grafting, driving buses, taxis, scaffolders, proper jobs, whereas this job's not. It's more mentally demanding than there's not much physical work involved, but it mentally drains you. When I've been out and conducted a funeral, I'm sure other funeral directors might agree with this. It drains you. It's like you go out with a full charged up battery and then you come back off service and you're drained. I am personally, I don't know. Shouldn't say other funeral directors, everybody's different. But it does mentally drain you, this job. If you're out on, I mean, Michelle, 3 funerals that she's out conducting today, I'd be shattered at the end of the day. And then obviously you'd have to go out and do arrangements. Michelle doesn't, she just conducts, but that's the thing. So I am now, I'm going to pull in because I'm losing plot and forgetting what I was saying. I've come on to tell you something, I forgot what. Oh, I was going to show you our books. That's what I was going to show you. What we have in our, I meant to bring them out and I bloody forgot them. So we have books, like we have pages like Tell Us Once. I'll show you these later actually. We've got a book, but we've got loads of pamphlets on reception now where how to deal with depression. Other books, what happens when someone dies. We've got a book that is basically how to deal with death and children, how to talk to children about death, because we try to hide kids away from it, but realistically that's not always the best way to do it. If a child wants you to answer them a question, You should, and you should just be straight with kids. You should. I'm just going to pull in here. My advice would be, I mean, I get asked quite a lot. Our little Johnny's 11 and he wants to go to his granddad's funeral. Do you think, Michael, he should go? Well, I think that if little Johnny, I mean, there isn't a little Johnny, but I'm just using that as a name. If little Johnny wants to go to the service and pay his respects to his granddad, then let him go. Let him make the decision. I would say anybody from 8, 9 should be able to make the decision themselves. And it's difficult as a parent because you want to shield them from that. I get that. But you're not always doing kids a favour by shielding them. Sometimes it's nice that they can be part of it, especially arranging funeral. I love it when kids get involved, you know what I mean? Oh, can we go past Nanan's house? Yeah, perfect. Kids come up with some good suggestions. So when you speak to your funeral director, it's not a bad thing to have a kid there. If they want, don't make them. Don't say that undertaker's coming. You're going to sit and talk to him about what you want, if you want to. Don't do it that way. But just say, we're going to talk about Grandad's funeral. And then, do you want us to do for you, for him? It's good to involve them. It's going to happen to us all, so we might as well all get used to it. Kids are shielded from death, and that has a long-term effect on us through life, because we begin to think that Undertaker's coming, and then mother's running around saying, get upstairs and don't make a noise. I hear them all the time. Go on upstairs, out of the room, go on, we're talking, shut door. Really, you should have said to them, do you want to sit down and listen what we talk about? We're just making arrangements. It's good to involve kids if they want to be involved. If a kid wants to go to a funeral, it's good to take them. It's good, yeah, I want to go to my granddad's funeral. My granddad died, and my mum's dad, and my dad's mum and dad, and I never went to the funeral, but I remember staying at a neighbour's, Mrs. Allen's, around corner on Astor Road, and she was lovely. No, it were Gladys Mack. It was Gladys Mack's, I think, we went to. Lived about 3 doors round corner. But I remember hers coming, and I remember being stood on path watching, and I remember everybody walking up and getting limousines in the path on Fishponds Road. And I've got that as a memory. But then I thought it must be something terrible because everybody were crying. And that's what happens with kids. They see funerals and everybody's upset and they think it's a bad thing. So I think it's nice just to say to kids, look, we get upset and we cry because we loved Grandad, and there's no wrong with getting upset and crying. Don't try and shield it just because kids are around. Let them see that it's upsetting, but Grandad is still loved. Kids, some children, younger kids, don't realise death's forever. Nobody's coming back as we knew them. But it's nice to say, Grandad's around us, but we don't see him. So, I don't know, because it might frighten them to monkey death. Don't be saying that. Take that advice out of it. Don't be saying Grandad's around, because they might think, I'm not going to sleep if he's going to come walking in, Grandad. So play it. You know your kids best. Play it by ear. If they want to ask a question, answer. That's what I think. Anyway, I better crack on with my job, Anna. And then I'll upload this. We were asked last week to actually film a funeral. It were a simple funeral that we were doing, which I did. person whose loved one we were looking after was... It's a difficult one because people think, oh, they just go up in a van. We don't. They go up in an estate car. We don't. We use a hearse. We use a proper coffin. So, because this family have got all these ideas and all these rumours, we're not off television. Now, how they do it is totally different. Them lots down country, they go around with a van, picking everybody up, take them down. We look after our loved ones, just like other funeral directors in Sheffield, in our care. Right? They come into our care, they don't then go. That's it. What happens then, this person says, will you film it and put it on YouTube? And I were a bit, and I said, well, I'll film it and send it you. The lad's pulling up at crematorium, carrying coffin in, just to show you everything's done that way. And I did. And I sent it to the person. And they rang me up and says, put it on YouTube. I want people to see that his wishes were exactly what he got. And I thought about it. Should I put it on Facebook, on YouTube, shouldn't I? I've been requested to, so up to now I'm about 80%. Yeah, I'll put it on. So if you think it's a good idea to see that, because you get a family's blessing, then I'll put it on. Leave me a comment.